Now on 18 Eyewitness News.
Firefighters were kept busy across the 18 Eyewitness News viewing area this weekend. Also, flight training is now available at the Farmington Regional Airport. And Dr. Sunil Chan joins us on Ask the Expert. All of these stories, and are we going to see more precipitation this week?
Coverage you can count on. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fred Dawkins, and here are the top stories we're working on for you at this hour. Authorities continue to investigate the cause of a St. Francis County brush fire that burned some 20 acres on Saturday. The blaze was contained to a wooded area between Route B and Highway 32 near Sims Mountain. The fire was called in right around 11:45 Saturday morning when an air ambulance noticed smoke. Firefighters from throughout the county battled the blaze until about 6 p.m. when a storm struck with heavy rains and hail, putting out the fire. And down in Madison County, lightning strikes were blamed for keeping crews busy on Sunday. Firefighters worked to put out a brush fire on County Road 236 in the Marquand area. Just as the day before, rainfall slowed the fire from spreading. The Low Gap fire burning since Wednesday in Reynolds County is virtually contained. Firefighters have spent the weekend building a perimeter line around that blaze. Spokesman Bill Paxton tells 18 Eyewitness News because the blaze is being fueled by trees downed by the straight line winds back in 2009, it's more like a 100-acre campfire.
This fire has established itself in there, and it's just like a giant wood pile, if you will. And a lot of fuel in there, plus the drought has killed a lot of the vegetation or stressed the others. As a fuel moisture, live fuel moisture is only about 4% in the trees and the vegetation, so it's available to burn too.
Paxton tells 18 Eyewitness News, even if the fire has been contained, crews will continue to battle the blaze for days and perhaps weeks.
When you have a fire like this, it's not one you can walk away from just after a day or two and say, it's good. This one you got to sit on for days or even weeks because there's so much fuel inside that line.
Paxton says they'll improve the dozer-built containment lines as crews continue to patrol for hot spots along the perimeter and mop up 50 feet into the fire. Well, now Dustin Kopp is here with a look at our first forecast. Dustin, we got some rain before. Are we going to get any more?
Good evening, Fred. Good evening, everybody. We saw a relief today here in southeast Missouri. The temperatures were much cooler, and they're cool compared to what we've seen for the last several days at this hour. 84 in Cape Girardeau, 88 in St. Genevieve, 87 in Fredericktown, 86 in Ellington and Van Buren, right now at 85. As we head through the evening hours, we'll continue to cool down a little bit. 83 by 7 p.m., mostly cloudy skies continue throughout the evening hours. Maybe a chance of a shower or thunderstorm. 78 by 9 p.m. and 73 by midnight. I'll give you more details on your forecast. That includes some more rain in the forecast. Those details coming up later in weather.
5 people are recovering after lightning struck near their camp in St. Francis County on Saturday. According to the Missouri State Highway Patrol, 2 adults and 3 children were camping at St. Joe State Park when lightning struck nearby. The group complained of minor aches and pains and took a private vehicle to a Farmington hospital. Now, no one was seriously injured by the lightning. The High Altitude Flying Club is offering flight instructions at the Farmington Regional Airport. Pilot Douglas Polk tells 18 Eyewitness News how the club model works.
We're holding regular ground schools for the pilots on Thursday nights at 6:30, and pretty much anybody's welcome to attend. And then as the guys can plan their schedules and the time when they can fly with the flight instructor, what we're doing is we're trying to pull them together so we can bring an airplane down from St. Louis, 2, 3, or 4 lessons at a time.
Polk says if there is enough interest, the club will leave a plane at the Farmington Airport full-time. He outlines the requirements for earning a pilot's license.
Per the regulations, FAA regulations, you need 40 hours of total flight time, and 20 of those have to be with the flight instructor, so the other 20 can be dual by yourself. And so you'll start training with the flight instructor, and you'll work your way up to the point where they can sign you off to solo the airplane, and then from there you can fly it by yourself.
Polk says pilots typically put in 50 to 60 hours of flight time before taking the license test from an FAA examiner. Polk welcomes interested folks to come out to Thursday's ground school or call 314-277-8090. And when we come back on 18 Eyewitness News, folks in Fredericktown will have a new way to get a little exercise next month. That story coming up only on 18 Eyewitness News.
When you're looking for quality home furnishings, appliances, and more, look no further than Heartland Furniture and Appliance. Heartland Furniture and Appliance offers great low prices every day and 6 months same as cash financing. No hassle leasing and great customer service. With 3 locations to better serve you, the customer. In Doniphan, Dexter, and Piedmont on both sides of Main Street. Heartland Furniture and Appliance.
Sing a song about the Heartland. Sing a song about my life.
Oh, the blood of Jesus washes. Let it wash you this morning. Oh, the blood of Jesus shed for me. What a sacrifice that saved my life. Press the blood, it is my victory.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins, Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp, and Jeremy Martin with sports. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
Work is underway on the new walking trail and restroom facility in Fredericktown's Rotary Park. Mayor Kelly Karokas says the trail offers folks the chance to get a little exercise and stay healthy.
We're hoping to have bathroom and concessions up at the top of the hill, and then a 3/4 mile walking trail. Be wide enough for, bike and pedestrians.
Kelly says the asphalt walking trail will form a loop around the park. The restroom concession area will be convenient for soccer and softball events. The projects are expected to be completed sometime in August. Authorities believe the Poplar Bluff man who died while in police custody was under the influence of bath salts. When officers responded to a 911 call, they found 40-year-old Charles Riles disrobed and disillusional. He had been arrested the day before and hospitalized due to erratic behavior. Now, the officers decided to return Riles to the hospital, and while en route, he became agitated, forcing the officers to stop to secure him. Riles was subdued, but then collapsed and was pronounced dead at a local hospital. While the Missouri State Highway Patrol continues their investigation, authorities believe Riles died of an overdose of a synthetic drug like K2 or bath salts. Ameren, Missouri is warning customers that scam artists posing as utility workers are trying to get your personal information. Spokesperson Carol Hunt says the scam has been going on across the country since mid-May. She says the scammers use 3 different ways to approach customers.
Some customers are getting emails, some are being given little pamphlets, and then others are actually being approached at their homes by individuals, and basically they're being told that President Obama has a fund in which he will pay or give a credit of up to $1,500 to someone's utility bill.
Carol says the scam artists then ask for personal and banking information to assist the customer in getting the non-existent credit. Carol says if you are contacted, never give out your personal information.
If someone would show up at their house and pose to be an Ameren, Missouri utility worker and say that they were there to collect a payment, that is not true. We do not have our workers out in the field collecting payments of any type.
Carol says if Ameren, Missouri customers are approached about the scam, they should contact their local police department immediately. So what if you want to look up a phone number, address, or directions to a business in Poplar Bluff? Well, the phrase is, they've got an app for that. Sharon Eck of the Poplar Bluff Chamber of Commerce tells 18 Eyewitness News about the My Chamber app.
You can go there and just in a flash find anything you need to know in Poplar Bluff. find out phone numbers for chamber members, addresses. It'll tell you how to get there, which is a nice thing for new people.
Shannon says you can download the app to your smartphone or tablet by going to your app store, clicking on the My Chamber app, and entering Poplar Bluff. And when we come back on 18 Eyewitness News, Dr. Sunil Chan joins us on Ask the Expert.
Finally, some temperature relief here in southeast Missouri. I have all the details coming up next in weather.
When someone comes in a Mineral Area's emergency department, our focus is giving them the best treatment in the quickest manner possible. We track every single patient, sending the doctors information before they even walk in the room. We have dedicated X-ray and CT equipment in our emergency department. We don't have to waste any time running all over the hospital. We know that minutes count in an emergency, and you can count on ER Plus at Mineral Area Regional Medical Center.
Storm Tracker 18 Weather is brought to you by CNC Distributing.
Devastating tornadoes can destroy your home in just seconds. Are you and your family protected? I'm Clinton Bailey with CNC Distributing, and I want to introduce you to the best storm shelter anywhere. Our storm shelters will seat up to 15 people comfortably. They have lights and ventilation, and most importantly, they will save your family from the devastation of tornadoes. Remember back in the day about everyone had some sort of storm shelter, and now you can too. Let me show you how affordable our storm shelters are. Call me, Clinton, at 573-330-8869.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast with Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp.
And welcome back. We finally seen some relief today with some showers and thunderstorms throughout southeast Missouri. And do we have more relief on the way? Well, let's take a look at our weather headlines. As you can see, we are back to normal with our temperatures. There is a chance of some showers and thunderstorms tonight, maybe tomorrow, but tomorrow should be mostly clear. And then plenty of sunshine for the rest of the week. Here in southeast Missouri, it's nice out there. 84 right now in Cape Girardeau, 88 in St. Genevieve, 88 right now in Potosi, and 85 in Van Buren. Who would have thought that these temperatures would be considered nice for this time of year, whereas we've saw temperatures in the hundreds for the last several days. Right now here at the station, we have a current temperature of 85 with mostly cloudy skies. There are a few showers out there, though. Feels like 88 with current 2.69, 58% humidity, and an east-northeast wind at 6 miles per hour. Tomorrow, we do have a chance of some showers, possibly southern parts of our viewing area. Otherwise, we're going to be partly sunny skies to mostly sunny skies, so it's not going to be too bad out there, and temperatures are going to be near 90 for the daytime highs. So for tonight, low around 69, we're going to be clearing out for the most part. 64 in Festus, 66 in St. Genevieve, 65 in Ironton, 65 in Van Buren, 67 in Piedmont, and Poplar Bluff at 70. Really comfortable for this time of year. And then tomorrow, high near 90 for the most part. 93 though in Festus, 92 in Potosi, 91 in Ellington, Piedmont, 91 and 90 in Poplar Bluff, mostly sunny skies. Maybe a shower or two early on in the day, but then clearing out for the rest of the day. And the next several days are looking like this. As we look at the next several days, you can see temperatures below normal for Wednesday. We haven't seen that in a while. 85 for your daytime high, mostly sunny on Thursday, high of 88, 89 on Friday and Saturday with partly sunny skies. Sunday, partly sunny, high of 90, and 91 with a chance of showers and thunderstorms on Monday. Another look at our weekend forecast here in southeast Missouri. 89 for Saturday, partly sunny skies, low of 65, and then 90 on Sunday with partly sunny sky and a low of 69. That's Check of your Storm Tracker weather forecast. More details are located at froggy96online.com. Just click on the weather tab. Fred, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Dustin. And now Fred Dawkins Jr. is in the studio with Ask the Expert.
On today's edition of Ask the Expert, we speak with Dr. Sunil Chan of Chan's Medical Office and Family Urgent Care.
Anemia is a medical condition, in which the red blood cells or hemoglobin is less than normal. Hemoglobin is the red pigment giving our red cells our red color. The function of hemoglobin is to carry oxygen from the lungs to the cells of our body and to carry carbon dioxide from the body back to the lungs, so it can be exhaled. There are two basic causes of anemia. Number one, the body decrease in production of red blood cells, and number two, the increased loss of red cells. By collecting a blood sample called the CBC, the doctor can determine and clues to determine the cause of your anemia. Iron deficiency is a common cause of anemia. Iron is the major component of hemoglobin and is essential for the proper function. Chronic blood loss is the most common cause of iron deficiency, anemia, as the body uses up the iron stores to compensate for the blood loss. Acute blood loss or sudden blood loss is another cause. This kind of anemia can cause dizziness, fatigue, confusion, and shortness of breath. Another common cause is B12 deficiency. This is called pernicious anemia. Some people have conditions that make it hard for the body to absorb B12 through the intestines. This cause would include being a strict vegetarian, not getting healthy supplies of green leafy vegetables, or being a heavy drinker. The symptoms of anemia include tiredness, fatigue, pale skin, heat, palpitations, shortness of breath. After determining the cause of anemia, doctors can begin treatment. The success rate for treating anemia is very good, but it does depend on the underlying cause. Treatments include iron fortified vitamins, B12 injections, and other drugs used to promote red blood cell production.
If you have a question you'd like to ask one of our experts, log on to Froggy96online.com and click Ask the Expert.
Coming up in today's Your Life segment on 18 Eyewitness News, in the first part of a special three-part series, How a Marriage on the Brink Was Saved. That's on today's Focus on the Family.
I'm Stacy Johnson. These shelves are filled with books that made their authors money. If you've ever dreamed of profits from publishing, see what's just ahead on Money Talks News.
Your Health is brought to you by Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy of Deloge. We're caring for you and about you is our business. From taking time to explain your medication, offering a caring touch, to a full line of medical equipment, supplies, and diabetic shoes. We'll help you understand your options and assist you with Medicare drug plan enrollment with a comfortable waiting area, convenient drive-through or free delivery. Caring for our neighbors is our business. Your locally owned Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy just off of Highway 67 at the Deloge exit. When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
Is your marriage teetering on the brink of divorce? Is there any hope? Well, in today's Focus on the Family, Dr. Bill Meyer says no couple should split up without first looking into some outside help.
We had the kind of crisis that most marriages wouldn't get through.
I didn't want to talk to a counselor at all, and the only reason that I did it at that time was so that I could say I tried everything I could try and nothing worked, and now it's okay for me to do whatever I want to do.
Fortunately, Becky and Bill's marriage avoided becoming a statistic. Their crisis counseling not only saved their marriage, it changed their lives.
And in the last 5 or 6 years, we've really had the marriage that I think everyone wants to have. It's not just a good marriage, it's a great marriage.
Our marriage is just growing in richness every day, and it continues to grow. It's been amazing.
It's true. As a psychologist, I've seen relationships undergo this type of amazing transformation. So how does it really happen? Solid counseling can bring a couple back from the brink, but husbands and wives have to get beyond their fears and misconceptions that prevent them from getting help.
When we first came in, you said that our eyes just looked dead, and they did. It was very, very difficult to open up and share what we'd been feeling with someone we didn't really know at that time. The initial meeting was very painful, very hard.
And yet, getting beyond the stereotypes about marriage counseling can be the most important step you take when your relationship is in a crisis.
Our patterns were so set after so many years that without outside help, we couldn't even recognize what we needed to get out of the hole. But having someone else that understood the process made a huge difference.
Amazing change. They are fully alive. They're fully alive, and they're fully in love. And they like each other.
Happy endings, or new beginnings, are a strong argument in favor of marriage counseling. But is it only for those in crisis? We'll explore that question in part 2 of this special series. For Focus on the Family, I'm Dr. Bill Meyer.
For more valuable information on life's issues, relationships, and family, please visit FocusOnTheFamilyTV.com. You know, there's lots of ways to make extra money, from selling on eBay to a part-time job. There's also becoming an author. Today's technology is opening the door to just about anyone with a book in their heart and the desire to see it in print. But are there profits in publishing? Money reporter Stacy Johnson has that story.
I've always been a writer at heart. I've always been a journal writer, and I felt like I had a story to tell. And it was the right time in my life to put it down on paper, and I really felt that I could touch people's lives with this story.
That's Rochelle Weinstein, author of a novel called What We Leave Behind. She wrote it, self-published it, and now she's promoting it at events like this book club meeting.
Now, pre-internet, the only way you could succeed as an author was to get signed by a major publishing house because they controlled all the distribution. But now you can write a book yourself, publish it yourself, market it yourself, and keep all the money yourself.
Rochelle's book, for example, is right here on Amazon. It's available lots of other places too. But writing a book isn't the hard part. Neither is publishing it or getting it on Amazon. What's the hard part?
You got to get people to buy your book. You got to get people to physically tap on that button and buy that book. It's a lot of work to get people to do that. There's millions of books out there. You've got to get yours in that special venue that attracts people.
So marketing's not easy. Rochelle's done lots of events like this one, and it's not cheap. She hired a publicist. Result, although she's doing well, in just 3 months she's already sold over 1,000 books, she's still not profitable.
So if it's all about the money, well, you might want to just turn the page. But if you've got something in here or in here that you'd like to see in here, you've got a shot.
You have to know your goal. If your goal is to touch someone's life, if your goal is to become a famous author, if your goal is just to have your book on the shelf of your family and friends, you have to know your goal.
Interested in writing or know someone who is? Specific tips to get you started right here at MoneyTalksNews.com. I'm Stacy Johnson.
And as Stacy said, he's got more information and links at his website. To get there, just go to MoneyTalksNews.com.
And coming up in sports, the Cardinals win the last game before the All-Star break in their last at-bat. The Puma is expected to return after the All-Star game. The question is where? And the Blues will look to trade for the top 4 defensive men they need. These stories coming up in sports on 18 Eyewitness News.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, call now to get the new talking meter. These new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, and the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Arriva makes it simple. They bill Medicare directly. There are no upfront costs, and they deliver your supplies right to your door for free.
For more information, call 1-800-587-709.
This is Sports Zone, only on 18 Eyewitness News with Jeremy Martin.
Rafael Furcal hit a 2 RBI single to complete the Cardinals' 3-run comeback in the bottom of the 9th inning Sunday, giving them a 5-4 victory over the Miami Marlins in their last game before the All-Star break. The win moved the Cardinals to 46-40 on the season and 23-20 at home. After inconsistent Miami closer Heath Bell entered the game in the bottom of the 9th, Alan Craig hit a 1-out single and Matt Carpenter followed with a double. Pinch hitter David Freese Freese, who was a late scratch from the starting lineup because of a leg contusion, he walked, and Tony Cruz hit a sacrifice fly to left field to score Craig. Bell then walked Daniel Descalso after 10 pitches to load the bases, and for Call lined a pitch between shortstop and third base to score Carpenter, and then a sliding freeze with the winning run. First baseman Lance Berkman expects to be playing after the Cardinals return from their All-Star break. Berkman, who had surgery on his right knee in late May, is slated to work out with the club Thursday afternoon before the team travels to Cincinnati. Berkman, however, may be going somewhere else if he is fit enough, perhaps to Class AA Springfield. Berkman is at the stage of running the bases and taking indoor batting practice. He says his knee feels really good. It's just about getting back into baseball shape. And Blues general manager Doug Armstrong is working on a new strategy to land a top 4 defensive man. The Blues were heavily involved in negotiations with Matt Carle, but he signed a 6-year, $33 million contract with Tampa Bay that included a $3 million signing bonus. So after coming up empty in free agency, the Blues are expected to carry out their search by exploring the trade market. According to reports, Calgary's Jay Bouwmeester and Phoenix's Keith Yandel might be available, and the Blues are thought to have some interest. Whether it is Bouwmeester, Yandel, or another established defensive man, clubs are expected to ask the Blues for a package that could include a top 6 forward. But Armstrong said this week that he would not be inclined to move a player from that core group. And that's a look at sports. Fred and Dustin, back to you.
Certainly a lot of different weather this weekend. I mean, we went from hot conditions to thunderstorms to hail. We had a lot of lightning strikes. It caused a few brush fires. And what else is in store for us?
There's just more rain, I think, in store. Just off and on tonight into tomorrow. Maybe an off and on shower or thunderstorm tomorrow. And then we're going to start seeing some sunshine coming to the forecast. Let's take a look at our forecast for the next several days. As you can see, like I said, a chance of a shower and thunderstorm tomorrow. However, we're going to get all sunshine for the next several days. Temperatures around average for this time of year. Actually, Wednesday, 85, our daytime high is a little bit below average for this time of year. But then next Monday, we're going to start warming up just a little bit, and a possible thunderstorm or 2 on Monday.
You know, I've seen it where I thought, man, in the 80s or 90s is just unbearable. But compared to where we were, this is like 20 degrees less than what we were used to. And boy, this is a blessing.
Comfortable weather.
Sure feels good. Folks, that does it for the newscast. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tonight at 10 o'clock with more. Until then, have a blessed evening. God bless everybody.
Have a good evening, everybody. Newswatch is next. We'll see you tonight at 10.
Do you see news happening in your neighborhood? Email us at news@kdkz.tv.
Here's what's coming up tonight on KDKZ 18.